It's going to be the harassment. If you sleep, then you will say speaker was not good. So I requested my beautiful anchor, this Deepika, that this is a challenge I'm going to face. So she said, Dayanand sir, don't worry. I'll manage. I'll energize everybody. I'll charge up everybody. And she did a wonderful job. Give her the big applause. Last 10 minutes, you all must have charged up, and I don't think so anybody will sleep now. I know the topic is a little boring, but I have to deliver it. It's a task given to me. Thank you. In the morning session, again, one question was raised by the Arjun. Yes, what is going to be the figure now? Presently, we are 150. Somebody said 500. I don't believe in this 500 or 1000. I said 1 million. When MNCs comes, and the foreign company comes here in India and they do the business of 10 million, 20 million, why we should stagger here or struggle for 500 or 1000? We should also go for the 1 million and hope that with the support of all of you, we can achieve very soon this particular target. But friends, when we talk about this big figure, what is the foremost important thing is that our all documentation or documents, procedures, SOP should be in place. And when RK of JRK met me for the first time, he said, Dayanand sir, I want to establish and to draft these particular HR policies for the benefit of my company, invoicing process, as well as for the employees. I said, why you are focusing so much on HR policy? Let's do all whatever legal things are there that will regularize. He said, no, Dayanand sir, I want to focus only on the HR policy. And with this mission, vision, and the objective, my team, Manjiri is there, Rachna is there, Kanchan is there, Rohan sir is there, and of course, the team from JRK and Mr. Ratnakar Kothavde is to take up participation in whenever I is to draft this HR policy, is to see each and every sentence, whether it is fulfilling his requirement or not. And this is how this final document has come. And this document has been already circulated, uploaded on the website, web portal. And I know that you all must have seen it. Those who have not seen it, there is a provision for seen, read, accepted, and submitted. So you have to complete this process. Those who have not seen it or those who have read it, this particular document, you might be having some queries, question in your mind. So this particular, another 40 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever time is given to me, will be discussing all those points. I'm not going to discuss each and every point. I'm not going to take efforts to read each and every word of this particular document. But the main certain key points will be discussed or presented before all of you. So as I told you, what is the mission, vision, and objective? And there are total 11 points are there. This entire policy comprises of various 11 points. Out of these 11 points, 2 policy factors, that is a travel policy and loan policy. Presently, we are kept in abeyance. Presently, we are not implemented it. No doubt, even the provision is there on the portal also, as Satish sir has, in the first session, he said that there is a provision for loan, but we are not activated that portal, but very soon we will be doing it. And POSH policy I already covered, so I will not discuss anything about that. But still, if you have got any queries, questions, because of the time space, time constraint, we did not take the question and answer FAQ session on the POSH policy. So now we can take it. The first and foremost is the code of conduct, which is an integral part of this particular policy. Attendance policy, leaves and holidays policy, asset management policy, disciplinary policies, statutory welfare benefits, non-statutory welfare benefits, and employee non-disclosure, confidentiality, and non-competency agreement. These are few of the, out of these 11, these are the key factors which we will be going to discuss. So friends, as you all know that we have a HR team, we have the management team is also there. But our staff, unfortunately, those who are helping us to grow in near future as well as the presently, they don't work right under our supervision. They sit at the client's place. So what is important is that the code of conduct. Whenever any employee works at your own place, you can monitor it, how he is behaving, how he has to behave, or what should be his code of conduct when he comes to the workplace. So that the brand name should not get disturbed, as well as the more and more business should also come, because it is not just your productivity which is taken into consideration for the growth of the business. It is how you behave with your colleagues. What is your rapport with your senior supervisors or the project head, etc., etc. So many things are there which are taken into consideration. And in this code of conduct policy, we have definitely taken all these points. And I'll request all of you to please run through it. Please go through it. It's very interesting, basically. I don't know, you might be having certain reservations while following certain code of conducts, but it is essential since you are working. And as you know that since you are working at the client place, And in this case, there are the three supervisory authorities, governing authorities will be there. One will be the JRK. TCS has got their own policy, and you might be working for some your end user like the CBI. CBI I mean to say Central Bank of India and not Central Bureau of Investigation, because nowadays even the CBI or ED comes, people start perspiring. So it is a Central Bank of India, maybe some Bank of Maharashtra, and whatever end user your clients are there. So we have integrated all those requirements of ourselves, our clients, principal clients, as well as the end user, and drafted and crafted these particular policies. We have also taken into consideration various do's and don'ts as far as the code of conduct is concerned, including your behavior, your approach, what should be your attire at the workplace, what is acceptable attire, what is non-acceptable or unacceptable attire, that is also given. I will not run through each and every point because that will consume a lot of time again. In the code of conduct, of course, the disciplinary procedures. What are the disciplinary procedures? And in case of violation of any code of conduct or any policy of this particular HR, the policy what we have prepared, any breach or any non-compliance, it will be liable for strict disciplinary action. So also habitual late comings, habitual absenteeism, then insubordination, and any sort of misconducts, they will be strictly viewed. So that is the message the JRK management wants to give all of you through these HR policies. So also we discussed in the morning about the attendance things. Many employees are not marking their attendance. That culture was earlier not there, and we want to introduce what is the significance, importance of this marking attendance. You should get the salary rightly, as Rohan sir has said. As Manoj sir has also said rightly, there is a loss of revenues also there because of we don't get the attendance properly, adequately. Some communication gaps are there. So for avoiding such type of situation, please come forward, be transparent, do not hesitate to communicate, because you know that the communication is a key factor for information. Any information is the knowledge. So wherever you feel, whether it is a compliments or complaints, please come forward. The online media is provided to you through portal also, you can do all those things. So just like attendance, that whenever attendance is marked, not marked, consent is required. Same way, there are certain incidences which has come to our notice in preceding, whenever this job assignment was taken us by our HR team, that work from home. You all know that work from home, whenever any employee wants to go on work from home, or you're the project heads allows you to do that. The written communication. Written means I am not saying that it should be on the paper, piece of paper, etc. But email consent should be there of your project head. Many people say, no, my project head has orally told me. No, please remember that even though you have worked hard from working from home or while doing work from home, you have done a good job. But if the consent is not there, then it will not reflect anywhere. And therefore, my sincere as well as the harsh message I would like to give, that unless and until the consent is not there, it will not be considered as a present day. So please follow that. So also, proceeding on the leave, the consent, first the consent of your project head is required. And in the first session we discussed, as Manoj sir has rightly said, that this consent needs to be sent. Email consent, I'm not saying the document means, here document means the email whatever is received from your project head, it should be shared with our HR team so that we can take a note of that. Because just like how we verify your record, the same way our records are also verified by the project heads. Money doesn't come free. For each and every naya paisa or old paisa, whatever is there, the value is there. And whether it is a TCS, Infosys, CBI or anybody, they will definitely check whatever claim is made by the JRK, whether it is a valid claim or no. So verification is always takes place, and everybody has got the audit for the purpose, right? So that is very essential to do that. I'm coming. Attendance, I will not say much about that because we already discussed and covered attendance. As far as attendance is concerned, how it is to be marked, the system is provided. So I will not discuss much about that. But still, if you have got any queries, question, you can address, raise your hand, ask me the question. I'm coming to the next part of this HR policy, which comprises of the leaves and holidays. Very interesting and very appealing also, all of you. When I talk about the attendance, सब जन बोलते हैं ये क्या है यार, सुबह से यही सुन रहे हैं. लीव हॉलीडेज थोड़ा कंफर्ट लेवल आ जाता है. हाँ, कुछ तो है इंटरेस्टिंग हमारे लिए आज. So as in the morning also we said that there are large number of vendors are there who are working for the TCS at your places, but JRK has taken the professional approach toward this work, towards everybody, because they don't want just their business also to grow. He believes in the organic growth, inclusive growth. Along with me, along with JRK, you also all should grow, and therefore you should, this can be done not just by doing the work, but you must spend some family time also, which is precious for everybody in today's the city like Mumbai, etc. Of course, all metro cities, Pune, Bangalore, wherever you are working, Hyderabad, yes. So we have made a provision for the annual leave, that is a paid leave, which is also known as a earned leave, which is a 15 days for every completed year of service. We also have the casual leave system. Many states do not have, but Maharashtra has got, and therefore we have implemented for all our states. Then we also have the maternity leave provisions for the female employee, because as you know that the female employee, only maternity leave can be taken only by the female employee. So I just give the cursory glance on that. That 15 days annual leave provision is there, which can be encashed to the extent of certain amount, which is defined in this particular policy. As far as casual leave is concerned, yes, there is a quantum of 8 casual leaves, which you can take on quarterly basis, and it also gets credited to your account on quarterly basis. How it is to be availed, everything is mentioned on page number 15 of this document. Casual leave, again, I would like to highlight and state that it cannot be carried forward. You have to consume that casual leave during the year only, before the completion of the year. It cannot be carried forward. It cannot be encashed also. However, annual leave or the paid leave or the earned leave, it can be carried forward. It can be encashed at the end of the year. That provision is there. Maternity leave, there is a provision for the maternity leave. Those who proceed on the maternity leave, there is a provision for 26 days paid maternity leave, which company will be paying if you are covered under Maternity Benefit Act. And those who are covered under ESI Act, the Employee State Insurance Corporation will pay you 26 days paid leave. In case of MTP, that is a medical termination of pregnancy, which is also known as a miscarriage, in such cases, the maternity leave is available only for 6 days from the date of MTP, that is the medical termination of pregnancy. The provision is also made in this HR policy as well as the Maternity Benefit Act, that is for full delivery it is a 26 weeks leave, and this 26 weeks paid leave is applicable for first two children, right? Thereafter, third, fourth onwards, nowadays nobody goes for expanding the family like a Lallu Prasad Yadav. But still, if anybody is interested, we cannot stop it. We do not have any laws, governing laws like a China. So, in that case, 12 weeks will be the maternity leave for third, fourth child, etc. There is also provision for surrogacy. You all must be knowing what is surrogacy and adopted child. Nowadays, many female employees or many couples with the consent, they go for the conceiving through the surrogacy process. In that surrogacy process, only 12 weeks maternity leave is there. So also for adopted child, if the child is the age of below 3 months, child should be below the age of 3 months. In such cases, again 12 weeks paid leave is there, maternity leave is there, not the 26 weeks. So full maternity, if the woman employee is bearing a child and she delivers the child, and 26 weeks maternity leave. In case of a surrogacy and adoption, there is a 12 weeks leave is there, maternity leave, paid leave. And in case of MTP, that is a medical termination of pregnancy or the miscarriage, only 6 weeks from the date of termination, medical termination. For the leave purpose, we don't follow accounting year. We strictly follow calendar year, that is January to December, year commencing from January, 1st January and ending on 31st December. We also have a provision in addition to this annual leave of 15 days, casual leave of 8 days, maternity leave of 26 days. Of course, it is a conditional and circumstantial. We also have the provision for national holidays. So we follow in Maharashtra 4 national holidays, 26 January, 1st May. 1st May happens to be a Labor Day also, International Labor Day, as well as Maharashtra Day also, right? So 1st May is a state day in Maharashtra as well as in Gujarat, because on the same day Gujarat state was also formed. But other south side different dates are there for state formation day. 15th August, which is our Republic Day, and 2nd October as a Gandhi Jayanti, which is again national holiday, which we follow, and we request our employees to proceed on the leave. However, your leaves mainly, especially those who are working at the client premises, they get little more leaves, because whatever your clients are following, your project heads or wherever TCS is following, or the central, if you are working for the Central Bank of India project, they follow all bank holidays, right? So whatever leaves are there, we don't take any restrictions on that, and we are very liberal, generous. We allow you to follow those rules also. We also provided in this HR policy FAQs, frequently asked question, as far as the leaves are concerned. So again, I'll request you to please run through page number 18 of this HR policy, and very descriptively, Ratnakar Kothawade has said based on his past experience. Dayanand sir, I want to include. No doubt, it is the descriptive manner we are given the leave policy, but let's have in the summarized form question and answer FAQs. So we are given around 13 questions we are addressed, which will cover up everything right from availing the leave and entitlement of the leave. Asset management policy, will not talk much about that because we do not have a practice of giving assets. Assets means company assets. Many companies, they give the laptops, some phones are given for the, of course, for the business work or the official purpose. Barring few employees, I think so, their project heads are directly given the assets. But as far as assets are concerned, I am audible, I hope. Yeah? Sound mein problem nahi hai? Yeah. So as far as assets, company assets are concerned, you have to use those assets very carefully. Any damage caused to the asset, it will be recovered from your salary while in employment, as well as at the time of leaving the company and absconding. Yes, we have the full proof of that the assets were given. So please use whatever assets are, you know, these electronic assets, laptop, even some iPhone, etc. Any electronic gadget, the cost you know is very expensive. So please use, it is given for your business purpose, for your official work. So use it for the official work, don't use it or misuse for the personal purpose, etc. And please use it very carefully as if it is your own baby. I will not, the serial number 5 talks about the POSH. POSH we already discussed. If you have got any query, questions about the POSH? No questions, queries? Do not hesitate. I know that the word we use, when you use the word sex, it is used as a taboo. But let's do not have, you are the Gen X, these people from this tradition, and the millennial people are there, generation is there. So do not have, you watch everything on the mobile. I know, yeah, many people knowing also. But I don't know why, when the question comes, question answer comes, discussion comes, we hesitate a little bit. Am I right? Yes. So ask the question. No. Fine. I'll go to the next chapter. Yes. So item number 6 is disciplinary action. We strictly, whatever management has taken a liberal stand, general stand as far as the employees are concerned, and taking care of the welfare of the employees, but at the same time, we are very strict as well as the violation is concerned. Any violation of any code of conduct, any as far as attendance is concerned, leave is concerned, working from home are concerned, this being the beginning stage or the initial stage, we are giving you warnings. So far, we are not started giving any show cause notices. We are not started terminating the employees on this. But this is the sort of warning we are giving. Please follow it. It is good for you also. Because inducing or adopting such type of culture is always better. हम लोग बच्चों को सिखाते हैं ना, ये ऐसा मत करो, ऐसा करो. बच्चों छोटा रहता है तभी से सिखाते हैं. Same way, but these are the commercial requirements. Basically, we start learning on completion of age of 18 years when we become adult. So disciplines are concerned, we are very strict about that, and any violation on any code of conduct, any non-compliance, it will be strictly viewed by the management, which may please be noted. Now I am coming to the statutory welfare benefit. JRK Infotech company is strictly believe in 100% compliant, or rather we want to, the management wants to go little further and say not 100%, then it should be 110%. So I like that approach, and therefore we are adopted as far as Payment of Gratuity Act is concerned. You all know that employee who completes 5 years and above, they are eligible for the gratuity, but in this particular JRK company, we are giving from the day one, because that is a client's requirement is there. So gratuity in normal course, it is applicable on completion of 5 years of continuous service. But in this company, we are giving it on the from the day one, and that is work out on the basic wages. Bonus, as you all know, that bonus is applicable to the employee whose basic salary is up to 21,000. So to such employee who are covered under Payment of Bonus Act 1965, we are following that rule and giving bonus on monthly basis we give. We give on monthly basis or yearly basis? We give monthly basis. So I think so in your salary slip, this factor must be getting reflected. And the employees whose basic salary is about 21,000, they are not covered under this Payment of Bonus Act. So we are not giving them because law doesn't demand, right? Employees those who are covered under ESI Act. For the purpose of ESI, you know that Employees State Insurance Corporation, Employees State Insurance Act is there. It is compulsory health and insurance benefit scheme applicable for private and public sector employees. It is not applicable to the government employees. Government employee has got their own central government health scheme, CGHS what we call. But private and public sector establishment, this ESI scheme is applicable. But to whom it is applicable? Employees whose monthly gross salary is up to 21,000. Including up to 21,000 is the moment it goes about 21,000, that employee goes out of purview of ESI. And under this ESI, there are the cash benefits are there, especially the maternity benefits. Employees, those who proceed on the maternity leave, entire maternity leave will be paid by ESI Corporation and not by JRK. Same way, there is a provision for sick leave, accident benefit while coming on duty and while going away from duty. If you meet with the accident, even the road accidents are also covered under ESI provision. In addition to this gratuity bonus ESI, we have also adopted the Employees Provident Fund, Employees Provident Fund and Miscellaneous Provisions Act, EPF Act. In short, we call it as a EPF and MP Act. This act is nothing but the compulsory superannuation benefit scheme, superannuation and benefits, the pension scheme is there. Under this PF scheme, there are 3 benefits are there for all the employees whose salary is up to 15,000 rupees. We are giving only up to 15,000. Above 15,000, do we cover them? If you have got a UN number from the previous employer, we cover them till 15,000. But if you are joining this company JRK for the first time, prior to joining a JRK, you are not member of any provident fund or you are not working anywhere. And if you are at the time of joining JRK, if your basic salary or PF salary is above 15,000 rupees per month, then you need not be covered under provident fund, your take home will increase. So we strictly go by the rule, that is the Employees Provident Fund Act 1952. Yeah. So under this scheme, there are 3 benefits are there. One is the PF. Government, there are 3 types of PF are there. One is the GPF, second is the EPF, and third is the PPF. What is GPF? GPF is a government provident fund which is applicable to government employees. Government employees from 2005 onwards, the government has stopped giving them any PF benefits. That their entire contribution goes to National Pension Scheme. So on retirement, they get the healthy pension, but they do not get the chunk amount or the bulk amount when they retire from the duty. That is GPF. EPF is the Employees Provident Fund, that is which is applicable to public sector and private sector establishments, right? And third is a PPF. PPF is a Public Provident Fund, which is a voluntary scheme for tax saving purpose. Yes, EPF also, by investing in EPF, you can save your tax. Section 80C is applicable. Those who fall under old tax regime and new tax regime, this exemption is not there. Am I right, madam? Yes, thank you for certification. So that is a PF. Somebody was having a question about voluntary provident fund. Would you like to repeat? Yes. Please mention your name and location. Ranjit Bhosle from? Yeah, but which location? Mumbai? CBI. Fine. Okay. Thanks for saying Central Bank of India. I was worried here. Yeah, what is your question about VPF? Somebody requested to give the mic, please. Yeah, gentlemen, what is your question?
अगर हम लोग को चाहिए तो पॉसिबल है क्या? वीपीएफ मिल सकता है क्या?
हाँ, वीपीएफ पॉसिबल है, आपके सैलरी से जाने वाला।
हाँ, वही
आपके सैलरी जो भी कुछ जाता है हमको पॉसिबल है।
हाँ, ठीक है।
आप बोलोगे जेआरके से कुछ चाहिए तो सोचना पड़ेगा।
अभी अपने इधर इतने एम्प्लॉई है, लेकिन उसमें से अगर मुझे सिर्फ अकेले कोई चाहिए तो पॉसिबल है क्या? कर सकते हैं?
यस, इट इज पॉसिबल। आपको एक फॉर्म भरना पड़ता है, जॉइंट डिक्लेरेशन अंडर पैरा 26(6) and you have to request that yes, I would like to contribute. Statutory rate of contribution is 12%. You cannot contribute below 12%, right?
Yes.
So it's a good decision basically. Normally young generation ये investment के पीछे जाते नहीं है, वो क्या देखते हैं, मुझे आज घर पे क्या मिल रहा है, take home क्या है, so that I can go to the malls or the movie with my girlfriend. So it's good to learn from you that you want to invest more amount. VPF करना है, voluntary PF. Really, it's good. In fact, I'll tell you what are the benefits of the provident fund unlike other investment schemes. PF is the only scheme PF is the only organization, financial institution in India which gives maximum rate of interest. I'm not comparing this with the mutual fund or the speculative market. They are speculative. आज आपको 25% मिल रहा है, कल कुछ भी नहीं मिलेगा, तीसरे दिन वो तो गायब भी हो जाएगा. PF का ऐसा नहीं है. PF is guaranteed by government. is a constitutional guarantee है. प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने गारंटी किया हुआ है, राइट? तो VPF में लोग क्यों डालते हैं आपको मालूम है? PF का सबसे ज्यादा फायदा, PF is meant for certain class of employees. Now this class of employees is decided by the salary. इसके लिए इन लोगों ने सैलरी सीलिंग क्या डाला है? 15,000 का. जिसका सैलरी 15,000 है उनके लिए PF कंपलसरी रखा है. उसके ऊपर जिनका है 20,000 बेसिक सैलरी है, 1 लाख है, उनके लिए वॉलंटरी रखा है. तो दैट इज द मेन स्कीम. वॉलंटरी PF आप जाओगे तो आपको एडवांटेज क्या है? आज के तारीख में PF का रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट 8.35%, आई एम सॉरी 8.15% है. और ये सिंपल इंटरेस्ट नहीं है, ये कंपाउंडेड इंटरेस्ट है. चक्रवाढ व्याज माहिती है ना? चक्रवाढ व्याज म्हणतात आपण. कंपाउंड इंटरेस्ट के ऊपर इंटरेस्ट मिलता है. तो आपका ओपनिंग बैलेंस अगर अच्छा होगा, इफ योर ओपनिंग बैलेंस इज स्ट्रांग एंड तगड़ा, तो आपको यील्ड जो आता है उसके ऊपर वो कम से कम 8.15 नहीं जाता है और 9.5 10% तक जा सकता है. सेकेंडली यू गेट अ टैक्स बेनिफिट. सेक्शन 80 के अंडर इसको आप टैक्स बेनिफिट मिल सकते हैं, वो सीलिंग वगैरह दिया हुआ है उसके अंदर. थर्ड, when you become a member of provident fund, you automatically become a member of insurance scheme, जिसमें आपको 7 लाख रुपए का इंश्योरेंस मिलता है, बट दैट इज ओनली इन केस ऑफ डेथ ऑफ द एम्प्लॉई, और उसका बेनिफिट जो है आपके लीगल एयर्स को जाता है. फोर्थ बेनिफिट इज दैट यू ऑटोमेटिकली बिकम कवर्ड अंडर सुपरएन्युएशन स्कीम, दैट इज द एम्प्लॉइज पेंशन स्कीम. जो PF के मेंबर है दे ऑटोमेटिकली बिकम अ मेंबर ऑफ एम्प्लॉइज पेंशन स्कीम, और उसके लिए आपके जेब से कुछ भी नहीं जाता है. जो जाता है वो JRK के जेब से जाता है. पेंशन का जो कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन है that employer has to pay. आपका जो पैसा है पूरा PF में जाता है. So that is the beauty of this particular thing, and therefore I'll appeal from this platform, from this forum, that yes, अगर आप PF में statutorily covered नहीं है, basic आपका ज़्यादा है, still you should go for, you invest in the provident fund. Statutorily हम लोग 1800 दे रहे हैं, but anybody wants to do the voluntary, there is a provision for voluntary contribution also, as the gentleman asked this question. So I am addressing by looking at everybody, that you can go for a voluntary coverage, but voluntary contribution, but that voluntary contribution will be restricted only to your own contribution. Employer will continue to contribute only 12%. So आप अभी सेकंड क्वेश्चन रहेगा भैया कितना वॉलंटरी कर सकते हो? देयर इज नो लिमिट. आप 100% ऑफ द बेसिक सैलरी कर सकते हो. 12% है तो 15% करो. डिपेंड्स ऑन योर एपिटाइट, डिपेंड्स ऑन योर इन्वेस्टमेंट कैपेसिटी. आप उतना वॉलंटरी कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन कर सकते हो. राइट? आई होप आई एड्रेस दिस क्वेश्चन ऑफ ऑल ऑफ यू.
थैंक
और
यू.
कुछ है PF के बारे में कोई क्वेरी वगैरह क्वेश्चन है? अपने इधर प्रोबेशन पीरियड जो है, एज यू ऑल नो दैट प्रोबेशन पीरियड वी हैव ऑफ 3 months, और कंफर्मेशन जो है दैट व्हाट वी आर रिटन इन द HR पॉलिसी, एम्प्लॉय शैल नॉट बी कंसिडर्ड और डीम्ड एज अ कंफर्म एम्प्लॉई अनलेस एंड अंटिल एक्सप्रेसली मेंशन इन राइटिंग. तो जो कंफर्म होते हैं 3 महीने के बाद में, उसको हम राइटिंग में देंगे तभी हो जाएंगे. नोटिस पीरियड इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. मोस्ट ऑफ द एम्प्लॉयज आर फ्लाउटिंग दिस पर्टिकुलर रूल एंड लॉ. तो जो क्लाइंट के पास काम कर रहे हैं उनके लिए हमारा जो क्लाइंट के पास काम कर रहे हैं उनके लिए हमारे जो है हम लोग का नोटिस पीरियड है. ड्यूरिंग प्रोविजन पीरियड इफ एनी एम्प्लॉय वांट्स टू लीव दोस आर वर्किंग एट क्लाइंट्स प्लेस, 30 days का नोटिस पीरियड है. एंड आफ्टर अपॉन कंफर्मेशन इट इज 90 days नोटिस पीरियड. अगर आप लोग वो वायलेट करते हैं तो वो दैट टू दैट एक्सटेंट योर सैलरी विल बी डिडक्टेड. We also have certain non-statutory welfare benefits are there, like mediclaim है अपने इधर, personal accident है. Very recently mediclaim और personal mediclaim जो है वो आपके फैमिली के साथ है. अभी फैमिली में कौन कौन आता है वो भी ध्यान में रख लीजिए. दैट स्पाउस मेंबर खुद आएगा, एम्प्लॉई एसोसिएट खुद आएगा. स्पाउस मीन्स हस्बैंड और वाइफ, और कोई नहीं आएगा इसके अंदर. स्पाउस में नो गर्लफ्रेंड नो बॉयफ्रेंड. 2 dependent children up to the age of 25 years, that is the definition of the family. And उनके लिए मेडिक्लेम की है. अगर वो कुछ बीमार वगैरह पड़ते हैं तो वी आर एक्सपेक्टिंग आवर जेंटलमैन वन मिस्टर जुनेद विल बी देयर फ्रॉम ICICI Prudential, विल बी गिविंग अ प्रेजेंटेशन. वंस आई गेट ओवर, आई स्टेप डाउन फ्रॉम हियर, So I know that you are going to give me a big claps because now going forward I'm not going to interact with you. Mr. Junaid will be there. He will explain you what are these benefits, how to avail. क्योंकि ICSE का पूरा जो पोर्टल है, प्लीज पे अटेंशन, ICSE का जो पोर्टल है पूरा ऑनलाइन है. आपको HR को वगैरह किसी को कांटेक्ट करने का जरूरत नहीं है. आप आपके ऑफिस में बैठ के भी कोई एप्लीकेशन अगर रहेगा, कोई बीमार पड़ गया है, क्या है, ऑनलाइन एप्लीकेशन कर सकते हैं. पर्सनल एक्सीडेंट का मेडिकल प्रोविजन, एंड वेरी रिसेंटली द JRK हैज इंट्रोड्यूस द टर्म इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी. बट दिस टर्म इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी जो है वो आपके लेवल के हिसाब से रहेगी. L1 के लिए हम लोगों ने 25 लाख का टर्म इंश्योरेंस रखा है, L2 के लिए 35 लाख का रखा है और L3 के लिए 45 लाख का रखा है. और इसका जो प्रीमियम है वो JRK विल पे, JRK विल पे इट. And this is applicable term insurance only for the, it is like a general insurance only. Term insurance है, life insurance जैसा नहीं है, वो accumulate नहीं होता है. इसमें endowment policy वगैरह कुछ है ही नहीं. तो term insurance is only meant for the associate, right? इसके ऊपर जो ज़्यादा डिस्कशन है जुनैद सर आने के बाद में वो करेंगे. And last but not least, we have included certain documents which we will request all the members to sign. You have to sign it. After going to your office also you can do it, because we did not want, because when suggestion came from amongst our HR team कि आप सभी लोग आ रहे हैं तो आज सिग्नेचर वगैरह ले लेंगे, बोला नहीं करेंगे. आज एजुकेशन दे रहे हैं उनको, एंटरटेनमेंट कर रहे हैं, लंच का वगैरह अरेंजमेंट किया है, लेट देम एंजॉय बेसिकली. तो आज कोई डॉक्यूमेंटेशन हम लोग एक्सपेक्ट नहीं करेंगे. तो बट ये एम्प्लॉय का नॉन डिस्क्लोजर एग्रीमेंट, कॉन्फिडेंशियलिटी एग्रीमेंट एंड नॉन कॉम्पिटेंसी एग्रीमेंट, it is must, mandatory and essential. Each and every employee they must sign it. ये at the time of joining होना चाहिए था. Maybe because of some administrative problem we could not do it. लेकिन ये डॉक्यूमेंट आपको भेजा जाएगा, आप इसको डाउनलोड करो, साइन करो आप इसको, और साइन करके HR में आप बाय पोस्ट या स्कैन करके भी भेज सकते हो, राइट? अगर इसमें जो क्लॉजेस है वो क्लॉजेस के बारे में आपको कुछ अगर कुछ चैलेंजेस है, कठिनाई है अंडरस्टैंडिंग की भैया इसका इम्पैक्ट क्या हो सकता है, यू कैन एड्रेस मी डायरेक्टली. यू कैन डिस्कस विथ आवर मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर ऑफ द कंपनी मिस्टर कोठावडे ऑल्सो, और एनीबडी फ्रॉम द HR. नाउ आवर HR टीम इज ऑल्सो एक्सपांडिंग बिकॉज वी हैव टू अचीव द टारगेट ऑफ 1 million. यस. तो ये जो 3 डॉक्यूमेंट है इंपॉर्टेंट है. इसके अलावा आज आपको जो ट्रेनिंग दिया गया कि पॉश में अवेयरनेस प्रोग्राम जो कंडक्ट किया है, एक्ट सेज दैट all employees should be made aware of these 3 acts. Maternity Benefit Act, we discuss what is Maternity Benefit Act, what are the benefits. We also discuss what are the do's and don'ts, क्या करना है नहीं करना है under POSH Act. And there is a third act is there, Employees Compensation Act. Our management has covered all of you under, in spite of having this Mediclaim, personal accident, term insurance, employee state insurance act, the management has also invested in you. Because for you know that IT people are the asset for the company, they are invested for you in employees compensation policy also, wherein the total coverage is of ranging from 6 lakhs to 15 lakh. But that is only in case of the employment injury. अगर घर पे कुछ इंजरी होती है, एक्सीडेंट होता है, डेथ होते हैं, तो एम्प्लॉय कॉम्पनसेशन पॉलिसी में कोई बेनिफिट मिलेगा नहीं. दिस बेनिफिट इज अवेलेबल ओनली इफ एनीथिंग